You know what? It's been a busy old weekend so far this week, and I haven't stopped for a moment all weekend. And I was swithering about making a video today. I thought, will I, won't I? I've been doing another one up there. I've been up the allotment dead early this morning, Sunday morning, been up there. I've got another one on the go that's taken a little bit of time to film and piece together. And I thought, can I really be bothered to come down here? I'm knackered. But you know what I thought? The world, it's just gone a bit nuts, hasn't it, over the past week? Everything is just a bit crazy. Things are kicking off left, right and centre all over the place. And it's all just gone a bit nuts. So you know what? What better place to come to put all that to one side is just to come down here to the greenhouse and get some stuff sorted and sort of potter on and get some bits and pieces done. Because it's that time of year. If you saw the last video when we're doing the harvesting, there's loads of stuff being pulled up. So there's loads of space. So there's things need potting on. I mean, stuff here, what I forgot here, like the Savoy cabbage, that's getting way too big for these little tubs. All needs moved on. Same story for the broccoli, spring onion, stuff like that along here. All needs moving on. But last night, when I was filming my other video this morning, I came down here to pick up my trusty tripod because I needed it for this morning. And you know what? I came in here last night, it was about 10:30, pitch black. I came down here and I removed 11 slugs from the greenhouse. 11. There was loads of them all over the place. And look, alas, this is the red tinged iceberg. They've all entirely gone. I found 3 slugs alone in this one tub. So needless to say, the red tinged iceberg is done. And to be honest, it's probably too late now in the season to get my iceberg on the go. I could try and grow it in pots, really, I guess, and keep it in the greenhouse. Bit of a faff, 1 lettuce per massive pot. Not really worth the space, I don't think. But we've got some other ones over here. We've got the little Tom Thumbs. They're coming on absolutely beautifully. They need potting on. We'll get them some cell trays and whatnot and bring them on. But, and, we've got 2 big buckets out there. So we did the second early potatoes, tipped them out. I've got some carrot seed and I want a particular one that I wanted to use to put in there because we're going to try and grow some little carrots in there. And again, we can bring them in the greenhouse and whatnot. But I'll come to that in a bit. Anyway, let's get set up over here. Let's have a bit of a chat and let's get some seed sown and some things moved on to different places. You know what? Just when we're getting started there, let me just grab a little bit of water. This compost is really, really dry. And when I make holes in the compost for the little plants to go into, they're just going to collapse on themselves if it's not got a little bit of moisture in it there. But you know, I've just been setting this up there so we do this sort of dual filming thing where I can talk to the camera here and you can see what I'm doing down here as well at the same time. And it's a right faff, honestly. The tripod thing here that balances up on top of one of the sort of units that I've got in the staging. Is that the word I'm trying to think of? The staging here in the greenhouse where I put stuff, where I put the plants and things. And honestly, I thought that was a little slug in there for a moment. It's just a little bit of leaf or something, I think. Honestly, what a faff trying to get it balanced and stuff like that. But good news is, you know, I've been investing a little bit of money there, you know. And thank you very much to my Patreons there. We've got Joe, we've got Katie, and we've got a new Patreon, Pammy. So when people sign up to things like Patreon, it enables me to improve things on the channel, and I've been spending some money on the back of that. So we've got some new stuff coming that's really, really going to help out on the channel here and help keep making these videos better for you guys out there. So hopefully when that comes and we get that set up, it'll be less faff, a little bit less sort of faffing around. And as ever, if anybody else is interested in Patreon, because you do get some extra content on Patreon, some extra bits and pieces, and you get to know me a little bit more on there. So I don't mention it very much. I've mentioned it once or twice recently, but before that, you probably have to go out months to find me mentioning it anywhere. But if you want to find out a little bit more about your favourite YouTuber, that's just a bit sticky there. That one that didn't want to come out, and I think I've just pulled. It's still got enough roots on it. I think I just maybe nipped a couple of the roots there when I've pulled them out. These are the Tom Thumb lettuces, by the way, to let you know. But anyway, yes, if you want to know about a little bit more, a little bit extra, about your favourite YouTuber, which is me, of course, by the way. In case you didn't know that, you can head over to Patreon. You'll find a description. You'll find it. Well, you will find a description on Patreon, but you'll find a link in the description below. And there's a little thing pops up on the screen at the end of the video. You can click that and go and have a look as well. Anyway, enough of me waffling on about that. Yeah, but I was saying before at the start, the world has just gone a bit crazy at the moment. There's all sorts of stuff going on in all sorts of different countries at the moment, from the election in the US to all the fighting that's going on still. Russia, Ukraine, Middle East is properly kicking off, isn't it? It's going off there. And now all the stuff that's kicking off here in the UK as well. It's all just a bit unsettling, and there's a lot to be said. There's an awful lot to be said about just being kind to each other, doing nice things like popping down to your greenhouse, making a wee YouTube video, having a bit of a chat with friends in the chat, in the comments, things like that. Leave a comment. Let's have a chat. Let me know what you're up to, what you're doing at this time of year. Let's all just get on, you know. Let's, for the sakes of peace and quiet and everyone getting on and having an okay time, let's just stop all the bickering. Let's just come down to our greenhouses, our polytunnels, our kitchen tables, our back gardens, wherever you do your thing, whatever you do, but just do it. Just be kind to each other. That's today's message. Today's infomercial from Mark is be kind to each other. So this here is Savoy cabbage. So we'll do the Savoy. I'm not gonna take you through all the stuff here. Look, we've got the broccoli that not only needs a good drink but needs moving on as well, and there's other stuff. So we'll just do the Savoy cabbage because I want to show you the buckets in the carrots, and I want to show you the seeds I've got for there because I've picked one specifically, and I've lost my little dibber tool thing. There it is. I've bought these ones specifically for this time of year, and there's two different varieties, but I could only find one of the packets. So one of the other ones, the other packet is somewhere. I will find it in the house somewhere, but it'll be done in exactly the same method. Now, obviously, I think I'd mentioned in the Seeds to Sow in August video about the process for doing this as well. So when I'm putting them in the buckets at this time of year, normally I'm quite particular about carrots. The carrot beds at the allotment are very well looked after. The soil is a very, very fine tilt, and it's all mixed in with sand and perlite, and it's got covers on it, and it's, you know, because carrots are one of the things that I can actually grow, and I generally grow pretty well, which is a rarity on this channel. If you've seen some of the other stuff that I've done, I'm really quite proud about growing carrots that I do. And these ones, I think, are different new varieties. I've never tried them before, never given them a shot, but I'm thinking they're going to be just right at this time of year. And the point that I was making, actually, I'm going off on all sorts of tangents here. The point that I was making, the technique about using them in the buckets at this time of year is if they're not quite ready when we're getting into sort of October, November sort of time. And I realise that I am very, very fortunate that I've got both the greenhouse and the polytunnel. That if I'm just struggling with this. These are all the roots on these ones here. The seeds must have been close together. They're all just a bit tangled up. I'm very lucky to have the greenhouse and the polytunnel. And if it gets a bit cold outside, I'll just whip the bucket up. We'll bring it inside, and they'll just get a little bit of extra protection away from the frosts and whatnot, away from that risk of frost. So it won't kill them off, and they'll go strong into those colder months, because that's what we're doing now. All the stuff that you can see me transferring here, and the seeds that I'm going to sow as well. I've got some, again, I'm not going to do them on camera now, but I've got some rhubarb chard. There you go, rhubarb chard. I'm going to whack them in and give them a shot. But all these crops now, this is me thinking about autumn and winter, because what are we now? Start of August, you know, I can't remember the exact date, but, you know, we're not kicking the backside off the 1st of August, near the start of August. So by the time these are ready to go out, you know, these are going to be a good few weeks yet before I stick them out. We're going to be into September, very quickly into October, November, when the temperatures are just going to go right down. and we're going to be in a spot of bother. But there we go. A lovely little tray, all potted up, ready. They'll grow on. This is probably the final tray I'm going to put them in. You know, I'll not grow them on in another tray. I don't think they'll need it, especially when things start slowing down in terms of growing laccolite and stuff like that. Anyway, let's get the buckets, let's have a look at the carrot seed, and let's get them on the go as well. You know when you're planning on doing something and you maybe don't quite think it through properly, and I thought, oh yeah, I'll film this in the greenhouse and we'll do the buckets in here and look smashing. But normally the camera, when I'm doing the introduction stuff like that, is up there, clipped to the window frame in the greenhouse at the front, and it films me going this way. Ah yeah, it'll work. No, it doesn't work. So alas, you were outside the greenhouse. I am inside the greenhouse with a trusty tripod. I'm squished right at the back in front of the tray, and we've got the bucket in front just so I can just about get it all in shot to show you this. But you know, best made plans, and we'll make the best of it. We'll be kind to each other, and you'll all leave lovely replies in the comments to say how wonderful this particular part of the video was. But anyway, these are the buckets that I use for the potatoes. I use first early, second earlies, mains. They've all been done in the buckets this year. The mains are still going. First and second earlies are out. So I've got these big buckets ready to go, and it's got beautiful compost in it. You'll know yourselves, if you grow potatoes and any sort of ground, anything like that, the compost breaks up really, really nicely. There's not a lot of nutrition in it, which funnily enough is also good for carrots. So we've got beautifully fine tilted compost. We've got hardly any nutrition. Perfect. Just what we need. But the carrots, these are baby Chantenay Cascade F1, and they're the little fancy ones that you get in restaurants when you get the little whole carrots and your veggies that you get with whatever sort of posh meal that you're having. You see, it's a brand new packet of seeds that I've ordered here. I think it does say on the packet, so sort of let me just check the date there, February to July. It's August, so we're gambling a bit, but like I said, if you saw them in July, you probably expect to harvest them around November time. So with the indoor protection of the greenhouse and the polytunnel, you know what, I reckon we may get something from it. You know what, thinking about the timings, if the frosts and things aren't too bad, and we get a decent bit of time into November in the polytunnel, in the greenhouse, whatever, just maybe, we'll get some of these carrots for Christmas. And no guarantees, but we'll see. But as you know, carrot seed is exceptionally small and fine, and I am just going to sprinkle them all over here. I will thin them out. I mean, thinning carrots out, it's a bit of a double-edged sword, isn't it? In that it's a good thing to do, you know, thin your carrots out and whatnot, give them plenty of space to grow. But generally, when you thin them out, that's when you start to attract the carrot fly, because the smell, if you lifting the carrots up and sort of you break any of the stems or you pull anything out, releases the smell of the carrot flies attracted to that, and along they come and ruin your carrots. But hopefully that won't be the case here, because we're going to look after these pretty well. And that's it. Carrots just randomly sprinkled in there. Say I will thin them out, and I've just got some of the compost from up in the tray there. I'm not going to put loads and loads and loads on top. It's got a bit of vermiculite in it. That's just in there because that's what's in that tray up there. We'll put that in. I'm just going to make sure it is spread all over the top of the bucket. And this compost is really dry at the moment. I can feel it's really dry. It's going to get a good water. Try and get those seeds to germinate. And I think I'm probably going to keep it in the greenhouse for a while to start with, just to get the germination going that little bit quicker. So there we have it. Little plants moved on, new seeds sown. Hopefully really good to see some new growth soon. You know, remember I do my seeds to sow video? The little things here, we've got some little pak choys on the go. I did loads, it was actually last weekend. I did loads and loads and loads of stuff. So we've got other stuff here, kohlrabi, we've got purple sprout and broccoli, another bit of a gamble. Little bit like the carrots, bit of a gamble, but you can see all this stuff on the go here. We're going to try and push it all the way through the winter and see just what we can do. So anyway, please try not to throw any wheelie bins at police officers, try not to invade any countries, try not to start any riots between now and the next time I see you. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now, folks.